Last time on Wanderful. People around town are calling him man with a silver face, came through on horseback.
We're trying to do a quick group huddle to see if we want to fuck with this guy in jail or do we want to keep heading in the direction.
You want me to go kill him?
No.
Seemed like he headed in that direction.
Would someone there be expecting a man with no head?
I look forward to working with you.
And right as the guy turns his head to look, he gets a tap on his shoulder. When he turns his head, there's a mime in front of him.
What?
A mime?
Are you propositioning me to break you out of this prison I just broke into? How dare you? Of course. Nice to meet you, Alandi. And also, for now, your name is Steve.
And welcome to Wanderful. This is episode 17. We're almost at 20 episodes, guys. We've been doing this for a long time. And who are those guys I'm talking to? I'm talking to my three good boys, Kyle, Matt, and Jeremy. Say hello, Kyle, Matt, and Jeremy, my three good boys.
Hello,
Kyle, Matt, and Jeremy.
Hi, I ate the egg.
Ooh.
What? Oh.
That episode came out 6 months ago,
If you
Kyle.
know, I know. It's whatever. If you know, you know.
It's been gestating that whole time.
Yuck.
Shit, don't I know it?
Look, we're not pussyfooting around this episode.
We're getting
into it. Here's where we are. Bon and Carveth, you're standing in the front lobby of this jailhouse. There has been silence casted across the room. There is a man mesmerized by Bon dressed as a mime in the silence behind this front desk when all of a sudden, from the back room, another guard comes storming out of the hallway, yelling. I do have a question, though.
If he enters the cone of silence, he won't. Yeah.
And you can't hear anything if you're in the cone of silence.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
If you are in the cone, you cannot hear what's happening out there?
Right. Anything
have
in
an
it
idea.
That's
doesn't
what
make
you
noise.
that's what you just saw, Bon and Carveth? Go ahead.
I have an idea because Carveth is already on the same page as me. I'm just going to look over at Carveth, give him a wink, and I'm going to cast fog as I slowly start backing out of the room.
I mean, it's possible
Hey.
the guy hasn't even seen you yet because there was also the huge sphere of darkness because we've thrown 80
No.
different...
The darkness was in the other room.
Oh, got it.
He ran out of the room.
Never mind.
After
guys are
you were
maybe-
able to escape, but he was like, I gotta get out of here and figure out what's going on.
That's a weird response.
As I'm backing up, I'm doing hand motions to kind of I'm building a wall in front of me, and I'm motioning with my free hand at Carveth to kind of follow. And there's just fog coming from my feet, and I'm not saying a word or breaking eye contact with the mesmerized guy in the center. I'm just looking at him.
Look,
Milk.
there's no need to roll. He is locked in. The other guy sees this happening, and actually, I'm going to make a roll for him real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that he is frozen with intrigue and probably a little bit of fear.
It's a
little
mime.
bit of fear P trickles out of his
I'm not scared
wiener.
of mimes. It's a profession, and people have it, and I know it's a respected
Yes.
profession. However, I'd be scared.
This gives you just enough time for the two of you to escape. However, all of you could assume that you are probably going to be the first people questioned
Right.
about what's going on. So,
For
where
sure.
are the two of you meeting up with Alandi? Rather, Alandi, where did you go? I believe you said you were going to the hotel room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I would
going
assume
back to
we're
the
also
hotel
going
room.
to the
Yeah.
hotel.
Okay.
I think as soon as we close the door, I kind of just give a silent shh of my lips with my finger up at the two guards staring at me, and I just wave very daintily with all my fingers and slowly close the door. And when that door is closed, I look at Carveth and I just say, cheese it. And we and we dip.
So I'm gonna go ahead and slide on my my ring. I gotta remember what the ring is called. I'm gonna slide on the 1960s class ring. So I'm now an old person. So
that's fun.
Really?
What's this
Can I
old person doing with these other people I definitely recognize?
yeah, I don't know, but I'm old.
Can I take a moment
I think
to remove my mime makeup?
Like as we're running.
Yeah, as we're running, I'm just throwing off my mime shit, and I'm just back to normal Bond.
Mm-hmm. Or I would say swiftly walking. Like we're not running. That's
yeah, not loudly running.
That's
yeah, just like
suspicious. yeah, just briskly walking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will say that all of you do make it back to your hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this hotel room is the three of you, Sadie, Jamiroquai, and the prisoner Nicholas. What are y'all doing?
so. As soon as I got there with Steve, quote unquote, because he is Steve, and to anyone who will seem to be Steve, Alande is just going to look at the two and just be, well, look at all three really, but I'm assuming me and Steve are on the same page, which is I'm just going to be like, so here's the situation. We did a little bit of a jailbreak for justice, which I know sounds counterintuitive, but it's fine. You get like 5 minutes until my brothers get here to decide whether or not you're in or you're out. But we're about to go raid the bad people base. This is Steve. He's actually Nicholas, the criminal. It's fine. We don't have a lot of time. So just kind of in, out, totally cool either way. We can meet up later. It's whatever, but we're about to go raid evil people base. Your call.
So Jamiroquai he's like, all right, let's do it. Like, cool, let's get moving. And Sadie's like, okay.
No, Sadie, I do not want to pressure you in any direction. You feeling uncomfortable? That's fine. You can hang out here. We'll be back later, possibly in handcuffs. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I am inclined to believe that they're not just gonna, let me go if I'm like, oh no, that wasn't me.
You would most likely be interrogated.
No, that was them. That was my friends I came into town with from out of nowhere. Yeah, that was them, not me. I'm not part of them.
Listen, there might be worldly pressure telling you that you should definitely come with me. I just want it to be clear that between us, like, I don't want you to feel pressured from me. Environmentally, you should feel lots of pressure, but not from me is what I'm just making sure.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm gonna tag along because I do feel safer with you guys than I do by myself. Obviously,
that's smart.
But if things get hairy, I'm gonna stay out of the fray.
Totally
and,
fine. You listen. You just need to provide the grits. That's all.
Look out for myself. I can't be too much help there. You need some grits? I got you. You need some good cooking. That's what I'm here for. But Sadie's not too keen on fighting. That's just not Sadie's bag.
Oh, that's perfect. Couldn't ask for more. Thank you. All right, my boy should be getting here now.
The door swings open.
And then the door opens.
Disheveled fucking Bond with like smeared mime makeup on his face.
Jamiroquai goes, "Who's this old
And
bitch?"
an old man. I got to be a mime today and I tricked a couple guards. It was pretty cool. Also, this is my new old friend, Gregory. Say hi, Gregory.
What?
I broke him out of prison.
So, my beautiful brothers, I just have a quick question. You both had disguises ready, and you chose to use them after the crime rather than during, which...
They didn't see me. They were distracted with him, and then they saw a mime appear.
No. You went in Bond, then turned into mime,
No, I didn't go in
And left.
Bond. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't speak to a single soul. They spoke to Carveth.
I actually wasn't there, so I'm metagaming a little bit. I'm going to trust you. Anyway, we need to dip right now.
Never
Okay.
let them know your next move.
This guy's Steve. Just kidding, it's Nick, but he's Steve, ordinary.
That's cool.
Anyway,
Wait,
he
Steve.
knows where the base is, and I think he said he kind of knows layout. It doesn't matter. Small steps. We can talk on the way. Anyway, let's
What up,
dip.
Steve? We just broke you out of prison. You ready to ride or die?
Yeah, I'm very appreciative.
No, Steve, that's not what I asked you,
let's go
Steve.
for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, one
that's
caveat.
what I like to hear, Steve.
We are not allowed to kill Steve's brother. That is very important.
Yes, that one. That's a big one for me.
That was a part of
Do we
our
know what he looks
deals.
like?
He looks like me.
Well, you look like Steve right now, so
He
that's a
takes
fair
off
point.
the robe and he says, he looks like me. We're not like twins, but we very much so resemble each other.
does he
That's
have
weird.
any
Normally brothers
distinguishing
look nothing
features
alike.
other than he kind of looks like this new guy I'm meeting?
This face I got, his looks kind of like that.
We should go.
Yeah, let's go.
Alandi was packing this whole time. And to be clear, Alandi, we didn't ever unpack. Alandi's like putting things that like
From the room that we were in.
he's the kind of person that takes
So
the
y'all are
lamp
just
from the-
robbing this town now.
Oh
like
my
he's the kind of person who like takes the lamp and the Bible and the pillows and stuffs them into his bag. Basically
I'm
anything
taking a
that'll fit.
hotel pillow every now and then.
All right.
I'm not going to say I have.
The Bible for Snoop Dogg's religion is called the Holy Smokes.
I love that.
I just
that
came
so
up
much.
with that.
He
That's
absolutely
good
took
stuff.
So, are we leaving yet?
Yeah, no, we're
Okay.
we're booking
We
it
should
now.
be-
Yeah?
Before we
left at
leave,
this point.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
And I'm giving
like it.
everybody who's like going to
Mark
be
those key points, bitch.
everybody who isn't. Well, no, I guess I can give it to Sadie. Everybody's getting around to guidance. Boop, 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 boop.
Cool.
Lovely.
Sure.
And I'll give bardic inspiration to my biggest brother. I love you so much. You are the one that I love. You are the one that I see. And that's Bond playing the sitar and singing that. That's his
love it.
singing voice. It's very Michael McDonald.
So y'all are dipping out of town?
Yep. So
Yes.
for an hour, we all get a +10 to stealth.
Ooh, shit. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, y'all don't have to walk very far out of town. You get out of town and just give me stealth rolls. Doesn't need to be super great.
I'm also going to give bardic inspiration to my youngest brother because I have 4 uses of it. You are the one that I love.
Carveth is just shaking his hands, twerking a little bit.
I mean, with plus 10s, I
Yeah.
would be shocked if anyone other
So,
than rolling a 1.
What do I get with bardic inspiration?
Oh, that's just for
You're
the time.
fine. Just
yeah,
roll
don't worry
your
about it right now.
D20.
You get a D6
Okay.
for other stuff later.
Oh, okay. I have 19.
Don't. You have the 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, the 4-leaf clover is going to save me once again because
Oh,
I rolled
God.
that one.
It's constantly.
It really
Jesus.
is. This is the most powerful magic item I have.
If it's plus 10, I got a 19 as well.
Literally, Jeremy, you only roll 1s and 20s.
Yeah, there's no in
Usually
between.
1s, but lots of 20s.
No in between.
Well, that time I got an 8 plus stealth, so a 14 stealth.
Oh,
Well,
wait.
plus
Actually,
10.
I forgot to add my regular
Oh, right.
stuff.
So a
Yeah, me
24
too.
stealth.
Yeah, you're all
19
good. You're
plus
all good.
8, so I'm at 27.
Literally, 2 of the people with you rolled 4s, and that made them 14s.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I got a 21.
I totally forgot about my regular stats.
I
Yeah.
do roll so many ones. This 4-leaf clover
Yeah.
thing is
To be fair, it's been a
just
long
the
time
best.
since we've played D&D.
It's been a
It
long
is.
time
It's
since
been a while since we recorded. So J3B turned J5P. Now J6P exits the town of Saltine. You head north along the coast of Lake Campbell as you leave town.
That doesn't
And
ever
as
not
you're-
tickle me. I'm so sorry. It's so
Thank you.
good.
I'm very proud of it. And as you are, as you are getting closer and closer to your destination, being the mines, the salt mines, you start to notice more and more rusted and broken rudimentary machinery that you would assume were used for transporting the salt that was being mined, and different like mine carts and different like tracks for small rudimentary carts and things like that.
Is there any like
material?
Is there any of the like machinery like any sort of like forklifty or drilly kind of machinery around that looks like it could potentially with some repair?
Well, first off, are you forklift certified? Because otherwise, I'm not.
Listen. I don't know that I'm certified. What I know is if I could maybe put a little spice on one of these, we could have a
Bond
little
does
surprise.
have mending.
Exactamundo.
But no, so most of the things you're seeing are like transportation based, and like you kind of assume in the mine is where you would see more of the like mining tools and things
I'll wait
like
then.
that.
I'll wait then. I'd like to, if it's possible, if that's something the DM could do an investigation once we get in there, perhaps.
Yeah.
Before we get too far in.
So y'all are nearing the entrance, and up ahead you see what is essentially a area just beside the lake that kind of dips down, creating a sort of levee. Are you able to kind of picture what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like basically a wall separates, kind of like a dam, I guess.
I know levee immediately. Like there's some water on one side for this lake, and then the other side is like the mines and such.
Yeah.
And in this levee, you see a large silver door, large enough for some sort of machinery or some sort of like larger creatures to be able to access the mines. Above the door, you see etched into the metal Saltine salt mine.
Beautiful, good name.
I didn't mean to rhyme that.
That's
I really
so
didn't.
Good. I don't blame you, but I love it.
So you see that. And once again, you see a bunch of carts and things like that, and carts meaning like mine carts, not like modern like horse and carriage kind of things like that. However, you do see beside the entrance you see like a hitching post where you would presumably hitch your horse to. It does look slightly newer than a lot of the wreckage in the area. Why don't the three of you give me just an investigation of this entrance area?
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Investigation?
It's okay. Alandi is ready. Roll
4.
a 19.
So, Alandi,
Carveth's just picking his
you...
nose.
There are horses here.
Alandi, no, so there's no horses here. But as you're looking around, you see near this hitching post fresh horse pie, if you will.
Piping hot out the oven.
You kind of walk over and you like do that detective thing where you kind of crouch down and you've got your hands covering your mouth and you're like, and Nicholas comes behind you and says, that's weird. As far as I know, the Faceless don't have any horses. They don't. That's attracted a little bit too much attention, I think. I don't know what that's about, but
Gross.
not trying to spell out for you. You do recall that Sheriff Vino said that the silver-faced man strode in on horseback.
Yes.
Just
Damn.
It's a good
Alandi,
refresher for us and the audience.
Alandi remembered that, but also gross.
fair.
And that's the only thing he feels like vocalizing. And so he's gonna get up and go look at the. So actually, first off, I'm going to see, is there a safe area for us to like hide? Well, not all of us, obviously, but basically somewhere where I'm blanking on the woman's name. Miss
Sadie.
Grits. Somewhere Miss Grits can hide.
Sadie Grits? Is that her?
Sadie
Can't
Grits.
possibly.
she says to you like, I'm fine for now, Alandi. I'm gonna tag along, but once I see things getting hairy, then I'll see myself out. you know, and just in case I can be of some use, you know, for something. Let's say one of y'all stubs your toe. I got a little bit of first aid in me, you know, like I could be of some help.
Very support class.
Should things
I
don't know how much support I can offer, but you know, I like to be there if something happens other than, you know, getting stabbed.
No worries.
Getting an arrow shot at him.
Just keep on your toes. I like your
Getting
styles.
a pike driven through you.
All right, we don't need the terrible imagery. I've been stabbed enough.
Darts.
Please, Sadie,
necks.
I'm begging you.
Broken the
All right,
rib.
let's go.
I would like to voice a concern. I'm feeling a little tired. Can we take a quick little short break?
I thought we took.
Did we take a short break?
I'm more than sure we already took a rest, my dude.
Well, not between our robbery and now.
Yeah,
Not between the robbery. You did get a rest before the robbery because you had to wait for night to break him out of jail.
Definitely, because of what happened after the robbery, I definitely need a quick short rest if possible.
Sure.
Well, what I will tell you...
Yeah, I don't think we have time for it.
It's right outside of the
might not have
bathroom.
time. You definitely have no way of knowing whether you're in a secure location, considering you are literally at the base of a group of outlaws.
No, I mean
that's not good.
Carveth isn't hurt or anything, right? He's just low on ki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
don't have like an hour if y'all keeping watch or anything, or
I don't think that would be smart.
You what are you trying to pee behind a bush real fast? What's
I just don't think it's a good idea.
So y'all are deliberating on this, and Jamiroquai says, "What are we fucking waiting on? Let's go. My brother might be in there," and he starts walking towards the door.
I'm gonna immediately step in front of him. Hey, whoa, friend. I understand. We were just talking. Don't go doing crazy things like that. This is a whole base of people you don't know about. They don't give a fuck about your brother. Okay?
Okay.
Be easy.
I say we need to go in now. I think most of us are on board with that. I do want to come up with a plan. But while I'll actually say I'm going to go check out the lock, pick it if it's locked. While I'm doing that, if you boys want to come up with a quick plan, because I don't want to go in there loud. I only want to get loud if we have to. I'm kind of thinking this is a silent operation, taking out people. Ideally, we bring in as many prisoners as we can, because the more prisoners we bring to the town, the less likely we'll end up in the stockade.
Nicholas kind of steps up and he says, "Yeah, I will say they don't make their base like just inside. They you know kind of hole up down into the mines. So I mean, we should be okay for the time being, assuming they're not just like roaming the mines, which they might. I don't know if that's someone's job. I don't really know."
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm gonna go. Alandi's gonna go and try the door.
It is locked.
Okay. While they come up with a plan, Alandi is going to pick the lock. I am trusting my brothers to come up with a good plan.
And remember your D6.
And I'm going to roll with the D6.
Yeah, while he's doing that, the other two of you discuss. And you're welcome to ask questions to Jamiroquai or Nicholas as well.
Okay. Nick, you run with these guys for a bit, yeah?
I mean, through proxy, I guess. I've never been like a part of the gang.
Yeah, exactly. So you were like one of the lower rank kind of members, not quite yet a full-fledged member, but you did some jobs with them and
get me to join. I don't
kind
feel
of
good
around the
about
ballpark. I'm thinking, right? So they would put those kinds of guys on guard duty, walking around, making sure things aren't running amok while they did the big boy planning on their heists and such. Yeah. Do you think?
I think they probably would have their guards as someone like a step above me.
Okay.
Like someone who is wanting to join,
right?
But is like kind of a newer recruit, whereas I'm not really super into it. But super sure.
So my next question is: do you see a lot of sort of like thoroughfare traffic through there, like a lot of people coming and going, or a lot of people doing like a once around the old mines to make sure there isn't anybody jerking off in a corner or doing anything weird?
Nobody goes in the mines anymore.
Not even the crew?
Place is a ghost town.
So they wouldn't be patrolling this place we're about to walk into at all.
I mean, I feel like we're making an assumption by saying that.
Yes, nothing is certain, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's a reasonable assumption that they're not like patrolling. I will say once we get closer to their base, there's probably more so. I feel like it's a safer bet.
So
that
would you say
guarding,
that it wouldn't be a bad assumption, or like a far off assumption, I guess I would say, to assume this is maybe a drop off point or like a place of like planning or some sort of hideout thing? Like when shit's hit the fan, we go duck off in the mines for a little bit, maybe drop off some stuff.
That's a little more what it is.
Okay.
But I think that's a pretty accurate description of what it is.
And I just look very smugly back at both my brothers, having asked genuinely good information for
the first time in 17 episodes.
Yeah. Actually, I have a very quick question. So Alandi rolled and got total with all the bonuses the first time an 11. If that didn't work, I went ahead and rolled like a backup roll of 15. And
15's good.
15 works? Okay, so It was my second try picking it. I don't know how long you want that to take time-wise, but second try.
I would just say a good, 10 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough time for them to, discuss stuff.
Yeah.
So, do you have a general layout? Like, can you...
General layout?
Yeah, general layout. Can you, give us guidance in this mine? Like, do you know where we need to go?
I think that's Bond's thing.
What's up?
Yes, it is his thing. He's got the guidance.
Boy.
God
Bond is trying to
damn.
shove his mace into his mouth as he heard that.
Through the fourth wall, or whatever.
Yes, very good, very good.
Okay, anyway. So are you able to give us directions while we're down here, or are we just kind of trying to make it up as we go?
No, there's kind of a loose map down there that's kind of shows you the general layout of the place. It's not super accurate, but it gives a good
you are
kind
here,
of,
this is the bathrooms over here,
yeah.
Think
that's like a Disneyland or
what's that?
like a Yonder
Yondertown.
Fandory Land.
No, it was Yondertown.
But
Yondertown.
it's like your neighborhood Walmart or
Nope.
Yondmart.
Yondmart, exactly.
But
They
Fandor?
just reshuffled the inventory stuff, so
Mall
you
of
kind of
Fandor
know
is
where
good.
you're at, but
Alonda, you got that locked yet?
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is we keep on our toes, checkabouts here to see if we can get any information, because clearly Mr. Mask has stopped off here.
Yes.
We go in,
I
get
will
out.
say you have, for now, another good 30 minutes or so of Pass Without Trace.
Okay, that is
Yeah.
a good, that's-
We get
I was
in
trying to
quick.
ask that earlier.
Check for what we need to check for, any clues, get out.
and around this time,
And I will
Alandi
say,
tries to very quietly open the door, but it's a big old creaky door. So
Yeah, it's like a grinding door.
and he
Yeah.
turns to you guys with a thumbs up.
last little bit, so we have 30 minutes of Pass Without the Trace. I cannot do that again. I
No.
have one. Yeah.
It's all good. Save what
I
you
can't
got
do it
left
again.
for what you need.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just let
the more we talk,
everyone
the
know.
less we have. Go.
Let's go.
Cool. So the three of you venture down this mine shaft for what feels like about 30 minutes.
Shit.
Piece of shit.
Are there any like branching pathways, or is it just kind of straight? Like
It
we're
is
just going
straight down,
Oof.
Also,
essentially,
now
as
that
if you're
we're-
trying to get to the initial meeting point.
Yeah.
If only someone could invent something to make vertical travel more optimized.
I was just about to say,
Oh well.
if I could do my investigation now that we're in the actual place, is there any
Okay.
sort of cart or some sort of automated little buggy of some kind that we could perhaps?
There is not, but there is a there's not railroad tracks, like cart tracks.
Yes.
There's not any more carts in here.
Are there any like pickaxes or drills, like hand drills situation?
Not in here.
Okay.
You are essentially walking down the entry corridor.
Is this just like after the 30 minutes we've already walked like that? Shit.
Yeah.
So we'd have to walk 30 minutes back.
Yep.
Yeah. This place was a bustling salt mining community for years.
So
they didn't say how long. For a long time.
There's no weird entrance or like a weird sort of like something that looks newer than the rest of the fucking holes and stuff in here. Like
no, not in this first bit.
Well, there is the demon door of Krog Maga, but I figured.
No, I'm not
you
thinking
weren't
like
talking
that
about
magical. I'm thinking like a not professionally mined hole that's like a hey, shimmy down in here and now you're in the mines. That's not the door.
No,
like,
you do not see anything like that yet. You are essentially walking in a like at an angle downward for what feels like 30 minutes. Probably more like 15 if we're talking like spell time. But it feels like you're walking forever. Yeah. But as you near the bottom of this initial shaft, you enter into a decently large room that you can infer to be some sort of hub of the mine. You see picnic tables, lockers, an old school like clock-in machine, whatever you want to call those.
punch clock.
And most notably, you see a large map.
Oh, nice.
The map basically is like on a large poster board beside the punch machine, and it shows the lake at the top and then a series of tunnels going downward. And then you can see just like tons of tunnels and rooms and stuff. Why don't you all give me a investigation check into this map?
Oh, really quickly, how large is the map?
The map is like a good, like 10 feet by 10 feet. Like it takes up like the whole wall.
Okay, so this isn't a rip-offable map.
I got a 9.
Also, it's like etched into the wall. Like
Got it.
You got a what?
A 19.
I got
Nice.
a 17.
12.
Okay. All three of you do notice that the mine shaft never extends past the halfway point of the lake. So if you were to look downward at the lake, like you were looking at a map, on the left side of the lake is the town of Saltine. South of the lake is the Baron Yonder. And like northeast was Gaba. The mines and the shafts and tunnels do not extend past halfway east to west of the lake. Right in the center of the lake, however, there is one small room, and it looks like they started to dig further but stopped. Nicholas says, my old man said as they neared the center of the lake, they felt something like warding them away. As far as I know, the Faceless stay away from that too. But I mean, I've never been over there, but that's just kind of like, I don't know if it's like a folk tale or like some sort of, legend. But if the DM's telling you, it probably means something. I always feel weird with moments like this. It always happens in these kinds of shows. But I always feel weird being like, here's an interesting thing that you should take note of.
That's why I was kind of hinting without like giving it away to the audience by getting closer to my camera. Hey, maybe we should, if we have the time, look at that lake. Let's look at that lake after Brothers and Mask Man.
Well, not the lake, right? That half-finished tunnel is what we want to look at.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah. Yes, the thing near the lake. I'm just calling it the lake because it's easier for you to...
Well, everything's near the lake because we're below the lake, so...
Something
I'm going to strangle you.
Something else, Alandi, you see Thieves' Cant all over this map.
Oh fuck shit. Yes. Okay. What do I see?
There are
what do your eyes see?
Main large chambers. It's almost like there's two giant rooms where they were like, this is where the main vein of all the salt was. They hollowed out enormous chambers, and they look like they were the main veins of the salt that funded the town of Saltine. And Thieves' Cant tells you that the Faceless likely hole up in the pit of chamber number 1.
Okay.
I will say, though, through observing the whole map, you very well could enter into either of these chambers first. It's not like you have to go through one to get to the other, just because there's so many tunnels now. Once you've gotten into this like hub, here is where it like spider webs off into a million different directions.
Okay. And so just to make sure, they don't have any, there's no other markings for like different areas. It's just saying this is basically where the sanctuary for our gang is in this mine.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of infer through things that are marked that like that's got to be their base. Other thing I will say real quick is you all also can infer through what the map says that this room you're in currently is the hub of operations. Everything else is just mine.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 2 questions that hopefully I'd be able to tell from the map. One, did they mark the half-finished tunnel like that seemed like that was the one that warded away the mines? Did they mark that on the map with anything in Thieves' Cant, or was it kind of ignored?
It is ignored.
Okay. And then
it's almost like it's just not of significance to them.
And my other question is, how many entrances into that chamber where their base is? I should say, how many entrances would we have access to from where we're at? Like, is there only a single tunnel?
There is only one entrance into the chamber, but from the chamber, spider webs a bunch more.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alande lets everybody know how. I mean, I'm not sure if Alande, is there like water dripping above us? Like, or is it not that close to the lake?
No, you went downward a while.
Okay. So there's no like chance of like a cave in and this place is flooded with
I'm not
water.
going to say there's no chance, but you're not worried about it.
Okay. At least not here. There's no dripping water. So that means we've got some sturdy
I will
stuff.
say in everyone's head is if this lake were to cave in, why would it be right now and not last year or, you know?
Yeah. Well, it was just, I was thinking of potential
fair
ways to yeet them.
Probably condensation. Yeah.
It's a little damp, but it's mostly dry. I mean, it being a salt mine, it's, you know.
Fair.
And if we're deep enough, then even if there's a lake above. So the fact that there isn't much water tells me that we are pretty safe. Like, it would be quite a feat to have the lake flood us because it would have to be hella thick or hella. Yeah.
I know what you meant.
Anyway, Alande says, let's go that way, but secretly.
So Nicholas says, so are we heading straight to him or what are we?
So our options are that or maybe Mystery Lake before that, but I don't think someone on our team, Jamiroquai, would like that.
I will say, sorry, to get to that corridor in the middle of the lake, you would have to go through both chambers.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
but to get to that chamber that they are in, there's only one entrance, and you could get in that direction a bunch of different ways. Mm-hmm. But to get to that specific mystery room, you do have to go through both of the large chambers.
Then let's get them up.
Nicholas is going to lead the way with Alandi just beside him, I assume. Mm-hmm. But Nicholas knows his way around here somewhat, in a useful way. So the 6 of you are walking down corridors lit by string lights of torches. The corridors are mostly empty. Bon, you are able to see lots of like mining tools covered in dust and rust. So like some rudimentary pickaxes, like some like sledgehammers, things like that. I will tell you, there's nothing in here that's going to be better than the weapons you guys have.
I was just going to ask about the hammer just in case. Damn.
Yeah. Your hammer is going to be better than that.
It's all basic.
It's all basic, but also it's old and rusted.
Mm-hmm.
So
even if I hit it with a little spice?
I mean, if you could find someone to like enchant it, maybe.
Oh,
but at the same point, why not do that to your hammer? Exactly.
Okay. No sort of like machinery Like any kind of transport machinery or like anything like that?
There is still, since Nicholas is kind of guiding you down the main path, there is still cart paths here and there. They don't venture into every offshoot.
Okay. I'm just keeping an eye out in case there's any abandoned sort of like wheeled movement vehicle thing. It doesn't even have to fit a person. It like just any sort of like, not a wheelbarrow obviously, but something that was transportable that maybe can go on the cart, but or on the tracks, but it doesn't have to go on the tracks.
You definitely see a couple carts pulled off of the track.
Okay.
Are you looking for any specific reason?
I don't think we have the time for what I'm thinking about if it's just a regular old...
Indiana Jones Temple of Doom kind of thing, or?
I just was like, I don't know. I had like this wacky idea, right? We wheeled Nicholas in. They know Nicholas. Nicholas is just like, what up, dude? I just fixed his cart. It's fucking sick. I broke myself out of prison. Like, fully distract them with his like cool things and like, I'm actually gonna join the gang. And they're like, what? Oh, and they're like ready to celebrate. And then we bust in and we fucking surprise them, ruining the whole thing. But Nicholas,
it's like a reverse birthday party.
Exactly. Instead of a cake, they get beat up.
Yes, I love it.
Bond isn't saying any of this, but that was what was going through Bond's head if we had to peek in.
Alandi is assuming they're sleeping. His plan is kind of built around that. Just out of curiosity.
Is it nighttime?
Yeah, y'all had to wait until nighttime to break him out of jail.
Okay,
dead of night.
Okay, I didn't remember.
I'm gonna say it's like 1 p.m. or 1 a.m.
Do any of my brothers, my beautiful brothers, or our compatriots, does anybody have any kind of like sleep magic, a knockout?
I got hold person, and I also got my cool nut that almost killed us that one time.
I do think also we retroactively gave you multiple charges of the knockout sand, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the pocket sand. I should have two then if I only used the one.
I think we'd given you like 3 charges.
So I have 2 left.
We kind of retroactively realized that it's kind of useless if...
All right. I can knock 2 guys out with the sand if it rolls right. I can... they do a constitution save, I believe it is, which is like against my spell DC, I think.
Yeah.
And I have hold person, which will just stop them from moving entirely. They can't really talk or do anything with that. And then I got my nut as a wild card. If I roll, well, he doesn't know, but if I squeeze it just right, I could get whatever I want from it. But also, it could make a real loud explosion, like it did to me and my brother that one time I tried to use it. But I'm willing to risk it all.
Okay. I'm not. So that's a backup plan. We'll call that Plan Z.
Wild card.
Or plan.
Can we call it Plan Wild Card?
Sure, Plan Wild Card. That seems fun.
I like it.
So as we're sneaking, approaching, whispering to each other, do we see a bunch of sleeping thieves that are unarmed?
So you see, as you are nearing your destination, you do see a lot of more and more recent refuse and debris. Meaning like garbage.
Oh, okay.
Like, whether that be from like food debris or like sorting through like hulls,
human
bottles,
feces because there's no toilets,
shit, piss, and cum.
Whoa.
But you start to see a lot more and more recent stuff, and you can tell that you are nearing their kind of base of operations. And actually, you start to see as you round this last corner, Nicholas kind of tells you guys, like, should be coming up here around this corner. But you see come into view another large steel door. This one does look a little newer or maybe more well-maintained. And you do also... actually, give me perception checks. Rather than just me telling you everything that's going on and happening. I forget it's D&D.
I forgot what my dex is. Oh no. Jesus Christ.
15.
That is a 17 for Bond.
Cool. So Bon and Carveth, you said a 15?
12.
Oh, Alandi said 15. So the two of you, Bon and Alandi, you actually so you're in a mine and it's rock everywhere and there's a metal door in front of you, but you actually do hear some sort of signs that at least some people are up on the other side of this door.
Got it. But there's no way they can see us through the door area, right?
Correct.
Like it's not like metal bars or anything.
Correct.
Okay.
Nicholas says, I'm just gonna go knock. I mean,
For
this
sure.
doesn't have to blow up necessarily.
Right? They're not going to be hostile at us at all. I guess not. You know, if you actually step back and think about what we're doing, we broke their homie out of prison and we're bringing him to them.
Also, we have a decent idea that the guy on the horse isn't here anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
it
fair.
can blow up if you guys
Sure.
want it to blow up, but I mean, there's not really a way to get around us having to like walk through their front door.
No, you've got a point there.
What if
Nicholas-
for the first time ever, we don't beat people up?
Well, okay, first off, just
Oh,
so
I
we're
just
all
fucking
clear,
hate
we
that
we
idea.
are going to have to get these guys arrested, otherwise we're going to be criminals. Whether through
Who
deceit
cares?
or
We don't belong to this town.
it's just I feel like that's
You literally don't have to ever go there again.
Here's my theory. Here's my thought. We could advise them, since we helped out their homie, maybe ease off of Saltine. Maybe pick like one guy and like fuck with him. And not the
Saltine.
whole time. Saltine. Yeah, whatever. But I'm just talking as Bond. Bond wouldn't care. Because Bond doesn't.
no, that's
My
fair.
point merely is we don't have to do any extra things.
You know what? You've convinced me. I've got an approach in mind. Nicholas, you just give us the introductions, and I think I got an idea.
In preparation, before he knocks on the door, Bond just combs his hair back into the pompadour like from the tavern episode, and then gives himself some big bushy eyebrows with the fucking disguise kit, and he kind of puffs his chest up and shows the little marking on his chest, and he's like just sitting there like a tough guy with both his maces in his hands.
Can I do a quick insight check into Nicholas?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
What if this fool's the leader? What if we just broke their leader out of prison and now he's like, hell yeah, time to go back on a tear and these
18.
guys help?
What?
18.
So you can tell that he has been being appreciative and genuine to the three of you for breaking him out of jail.
Okay.
He does not seem necessarily nervous about being down here. You don't necessarily get bad vibes from him.
Okay. Got you. So I don't feel like he's like leading us on or anything like that. Like,
No, you don't have any reason to feel that way.
I mean,
Okay,
to be fair,
cool.
we haven't done anything to
Yeah.
warrant betrayal.
Yeah,
That,
exactly.
well, I mean, we might not have, but he
Yeah,
also
that's fair.
could have easily betrayed us
guess
for
for
no
sure.
fucking reason.
All right. Anyway,
sure.
Nicholas approaches the door.
So Nicholas approaches the door and knocks on it.
Mace in one
but
hand, sand in the other.
There's no response. And Nicholas kind of like shouts through the door like, it's Nicholas. I'm here to see my brother Jonas.
Nicholas, take off. They're gonna think it's Steve. Take off the.
Yeah, he takes off the thing.
And I take it and I hand it back to Carveth.
Hey.
The door opens and two men stand in the doorway. And behind them, you three, well, I guess all, six of you?
Yeah.
We're
can
building an army.
All six of you can see behind these two men an immense chamber. And I say that because you can only see a small portion of it through this door, and it looks huge in that right, let alone what you can't see once you actually walk through. So one of these two men standing in the doorway says, Nicholas, who are these people? Why are you bringing people down here with us? And he says, they came down here. They had some kind of run-in with this guy with a silver mask. They seem convinced that he might have come this way with you guys. I don't really know what's going on with that, but I want to see Jonas.
We did, in fact, break your friend here out of prison. So the least you could do
they did break me out of jail. And the guard says, "Oh yeah, I totally forgot you were in jail. Sorry, it's been a day over here."
That's cool. Hey, Silver Mask guy.
Why?
Point us to somebody who could tell us about that dude.
Hold up. What is your relationship with this man? I don't know that I want to just invite you into our place when you clearly have some relationship with this.
Alondu wants to look around. What is his read of the situation? He just said they've had a day. What can Alondu get?
Insight check.
These two are sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, give me an investigation check. You can see they're sweaty.
Can I Carveth is on edge right now. Like I want to help with that.
Oh, if he helps, then I get advantage, right?
Sure.
Are you?
Is he just doing it, or are we all doing it?
I can
just do it with advantage.
Yeah, you just roll with advantage.
Okay.
Because I rolled a natural 20.
Oh God. Okay. Then Bond knows because I rolled a 12.
So they are sweaty. Mm-hmm. They look exhausted, and they look stressed out.
Okay.
Do they look hurt?
They do not.
Okay.
I take it then that you've had a run-in with this gentleman as well, and you think we're his friends, even though we're bringing you.
I don't think anything. I don't. I want to know what you know about this person and why you're coming into our mind.
I don't know shit. I did
fair.
you a favor by bringing your friend here back to you guys.
I don't know what this energy is. You're showing up at our place and
No
trying
hostility.
to pull some kind of trump card. Like
No trump cards here.
we
I'm
are
just
in the
saying,
position to ask why you're here and what you know
to deliver
about
your friend.
Bond,
is
my
merely-
boy.
We have a score to settle with the silver face man.
Yeah, we're going in too hot.
I'm not even being hot. I'm merely saying.
Oh, you're hotter than you think, my boy. Well,
There's a little hotness coming from your way.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. They're feeling it. Like, these are strangers. Okay, I'll just be honest with you. We busted your boy out because we're after this silver masked man. Because we want to unalive him. Because he did some fucked up stuff to my boy right here's brother. So it's kind of a vengeance quest situation. We don't mean nothing ill towards you guys. There doesn't have to be a problem between us. I'd actually love, a mutual relationship out of this. So, we scratch your back, you scratch our back kind of thing.
I don't understand how this is any different from what I just was saying.
It was your tone.
It's tone.
Bond,
It's
it was
tone.
your tone.
You came in. You definitely came in a little agitated. The other guard pats the one on the back and says, "It's all right, Sven. I think it's all right. I know. So, I'm sorry, guys. Oh man. Yeah.
Oh, listen.
So,
if you guys had anything like the experience we had with the man, I get being on edge. I don't think this guy's gone to a place that hasn't left it shook.
Yeah. This guy came through here earlier, and I mean he immediately hostile, did not want to hear any of our questions. We tried to fight him off and quickly realized that was a bad idea.
That sounds about right.
Got out of his way and he did his business and left. We have no idea. We're still trying to take care. And they kind of usher the group of you in through the door. And you see in this room, this enormous room, the ceilings are 100 feet high. The room's just as wide. And the Faceless have created a sort of a village down here. You see sections of the room separated. You see a dining area, a sort of bedding area, storage, a medical tent, all these sorts of things inside this giant chasm. You see about 6 people out and about, including the 2 you're talking to. but you do notice a little bit more happening in the medical area.
Bond, do you want to go help?
Sure. More favors for free. I just say, and I turn and I look at the two of the guards, and I walk to the medical tent.
I'll go walk with him. I'll walk with Bond, and I'll just like walk behind him, but like kind of like pat him on the back, maybe give him a little shoulder rub. It'll be okay, man. We've had a rough day. Let's just help out. You know, this feels different. You know, I was fully expecting to come in and just attack. I think we're just hostile people.
Maybe we are the problem. I'm starting to think that as well. But also, it's like if people would just cooperate, we wouldn't have to get rowdy. Now, would we?
Yeah, I know. I hear what you're saying. I mean, remember that time we were in the tree trunk and those guys came in, and I just wanted to murder them.
Even further back than that, the library. The acolyte didn't have to become my enemy, and now he's dead on a fucking table.
As they're whisper arguing, heading towards the medical section, Alandi is gonna turn to the two guards and like, now I know you guys. You know, I think Nicholas here will vouch for us. But let me ask you an honest question. When's the last time you fellas had some good fucking grits? And he pulls out those grits he got from the one thing and says, Sadie here can work some fucking magic.
Sven says, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think a single one of us has eaten a damn thing today.
You point her to the nearest campfire.
Thought about it. I didn't even realize I haven't eaten today. That's
what trauma will do to you, and I hear that. I hear that.
Sadie steps up. My time to shine.
That specialty grits I was able to get at the general store.
Therapy grits.
Yeah. We're cooking up some fucking therapy grits.
I just yell back, hey, Sadie, make mine a little spicy, please.
Sven says, all right, Sadie, if you'll come with me, I'll show you where we can get some cooking. I really appreciate this. Nicholas, your brother Jonas is in the medical tent if you want to head over there as well. Mm-hmm. So are all three of you heading to the medical tent? Jamiroquai is also heading with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, me and Carveth are already that way, yeah.
Carveth is also trying to keep an eye on Jamiroquai because he's been kind of unhinged a little
on edge, dude. Man's ready to fucking bust off.
What kind of, like, is he just still kind of just, you know, flustered?
He doesn't seem like he's showing any real emotion.
No.
Okay.
Alandi's trying to kind of sweeten up these people, so he's looking for the leader. Whether or not they'd be in the medical tent, I don't know if they'd be somewhere else.
Did you want to ask somebody, or are you just
yeah, I was gonna ask somebody, but then you had everyone fucking walk off. So
Sven went with Sadie, and the other guard went with Bon and Carveth. So if you want to head that way, you know there's more people in there. I mean,
yeah, that's fair.
Unless you just want to stop a random person and ask.
I want to split the party is what I want to do. I want to force... No, that's fine. I'll go to the medical tent.
In a mine full of maze-like tunnels.
Yes.
So you walk into this medical tent and you see 3 people tending to 2 injured. And Nicholas walks into the tent and sees Jonas, and the 3 of you watch as Nicholas approaches his brother, who looks, just like him. You would have known immediately that was his brother. But they hug. Jonas is not covered in blood, but has some like stained blood from earlier in the day on him from trying to help the injured, who he is not one of.
About how many would you say are in here? Like how many people are?
I think 2 are injured, right?
3 people tending to 2 injured.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, I couldn't remember
so not terrible.
which way it was.
Okay, Bon, you work at her magic, and I'll just kind of keep rubbing his shoulders.
No.
So they, while y'all are, joining the fray and kind of chatting up people, they inform you that earlier, the silver-faced man, a few hours ago, showed up. They tried to fight him off. These 2 injured fellows were the guards at the time. They tried to fight him off, stop him, question him, and without any sort of provocation, just like in Saltine. He hacked and slashed essentially with great efficacy, and they were almost immediately like, fuck, oh, okay, whatever, go. I don't know what my bones. And basically they let him pass. He was there for a couple hours, and then he left while they hid.
And they haven't noticed like what he was doing.
They have no idea. They've been very preoccupied.
I have this terrible feeling that he went to where we were wanting to check out.
Well, that makes sense. That sounds
narratively speaking.
Shit. No, fuck.
No, I know exactly where he is. He's in the spot that we shouldn't be going.
Well, no, he's no longer here, but he went to wherever we're about to go check out, I think. Yeah. Which I want a short rest, please.
I mean, I feel like it's good enough where if we're spending time here helping heal the sick and feed the poor. Yeah. Sure.
Speaking of, you want to give these guys a little bit of healing. I think they've had a long day.
And I just kind of like gently place a hand on one and then look over at Jonas and I'm like, we brought you your brother, you're welcome, and cast healing word and cure wounds on these two different people. So Jonas's brother gets a D4.
Well, no, he's not injured. He was one of the people tending to the injured.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna look over to Jonas, also still while like massaging Vaughn's like shoulders. I think he just meant just you're welcome.
That's 7. Another heal for 4. Oh, well, there you go. So one of them got 4 health back, and one of them got 7.
So the two people in the tent were stable. But in a pretty bad way, and you see like a bit of the panic in them kind of die down as they, are healed for a handful of points. And you, the group of you decide to rest for a little bit, eat some food before you venture further into this mine. Because you just made some friends, I guess.
Yeah. Listen, that's totally. Well, I mean, I am a thief. I can't judge other people.
Yeah.
I feel so good about this right now. Like, oh God.
So while we're all like kind of chilling and eating grits and everything, I'm gonna be mingling. Or Alandi's gonna be mingling, and he's just I don't know how you want to do this. Alandi's gonna try to convince these people there is no reason to rob from a town that is poor. Like, that is the worst place to rob. You guys should fuck off somewhere else. But like in a persuasive,
let's say that Alandi, you while everyone's sitting, you sit across the table from did I have any other names? You sit across the table from
Chuck.
No, it has to be like a Finnish or like a Swedish name.
Lechuk.
Yerben.
You sit across from Johan, no relation to Johan Gizzard. Mm-hmm. You sit across from Johan, who is he's not like the leader, but a lot of the group like kind of look to him because he was one of the earlier members.
No, that sounds perfect.
And you're talking to him.
Leader by seniority.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, I'm assuming at this point there's not really a leader. It's just kind of a loose group. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Alandi's gonna talk to him. So, Johan, let me first off, you enjoying your grits?
Oh, these are the best grits I've ever had.
I hope so. I paid top dollar. These are some kick-ass grits. But so let me ask you, why are you guys robbing here? Like, not to tell you how to do your own business, but like you're robbing the poor town that you left because there was no money. And so now you're robbing that town with no money. I just like, there are other towns. We've seen like castles, and there's a whole forest filled with gnolls who are douchey, but they also got cool shit. Like, why you guys robbing here right at the edge of the earth where there's nothing but the barren yonder? Like, I just don't get it.
At this point, don't really know nowhere else we would go. I mean, we've kind of made our home here, and like, yeah, the village is pretty poor now, but you know, it even once the mine went away, it was still full of, you know, fat cats who made their money and, you know, were just kind of living.
Don't you see there are even fatter cats above those? They closed down the mines, ruining this town for those so-called fat cats who are just trying to make a living, just like you all.
I know we're gonna have to move out of here at some point. I don't know. It's just change is hard, and I've got like 12 people here who look up to me, and you know, it's a tough order.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself, and I'm gonna look him in the eye, and I'm gonna be like, it's not tough, and I'm gonna hike up my lacy little panties. He doesn't know I have those on. I'm hiking them up myself.
Oh.
You know what is tough? Facing the music and turning yourself in not for the sake of going to jail, but turning yourself in to try and work out a peace and have you two work together. You guys have nothing, they've got nothing. Together you could have something. What's stopping you guys from running this mine again? You guys know it like the back of your hands.
I don't think that math works out like nothing.
So you're going to try to convince him to turn himself in?
I'm just saying there's more than just running tail and hiding. You could actually make the difference here.
Alandi has a different approach prepared.
You could be the greatest leader that this group has ever
Exactly.
seen.
Abolish the police system and put in a new reform. You guys know what's up. You guys don't have police down here, and you're running just fine. So hold on, I need my guidance.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure with the persuasion panties, do you get advantage? Is that what it is?
Let me look. I have to go look at. Let me look at my notes. Persuasion panties. Blacklist Stone. Yes, I do get advantage. Thank you, Matt.
Hey.
Okay, that was slightly better. And I need a D4. Holy shit, that's a 4. That is 21.
Hey.
That ain't bad.
He said, so Johan kind of like looks down at his grits. He kind of looks down at his grits and like sighs and takes a beat, takes another couple bites, and he's like, I don't know, maybe you're right. I don't know about turning myself in, but
yeah, no, fuck.
Maybe there's something better for us. Maybe I could work something out. I don't know. It's scary.
You
but
could be the
right,
change this town needs, man.
I'm not doing my men any favors down here.
You could be a hero.
It's either hide in the dark or hide in the light. You choose, because you're going to be running, right? So why not run? Make something.
Johan, I'm gonna tell you about myself a little bit. I've kind of developed a bit of a philosophy, a bit of a reputation.
Never does this. Oh my God, he never does this. This is so good.
So, you may not have heard of me yet, but
Probably not.
I call myself something along the lines of Chaos Blade. And it sounds scary, and it's kind of supposed to, you know, but I have a very simple philosophy, I think, which is, you know, if you've got a system that's, you know, screwing over the little guys, I think you have every right. If anything, you have a responsibility to fuck over those people who are screwing over those little guys. So listen, I am roguish. I was able to read your map because, listen, I do not shy away from torture and doing the awful things that sometimes, you know, need to get done. And I appreciate you guys are just trying to survive. And I do not want to ever knock you for that. The only thing I'm knocking you for is you're hitting people, you're kicking them where they're down. You know, these were your neighbors that you're now beefing up on. You're having these delicious grits. Those were grits from your old town. You know, I went there and I broke some laws. I busted your friend out. But you want to know what? I also went to the general store and helped out my fellow man, my local entrepreneurs, and bought some grits from the local town.
A tit for tat.
Exactly.
if you will.
You know, that's the kind of approach I think you can take. And listen,
For every ounce of bad, you do a little good.
well, it's not just that, you know. You make sure when you're doing the bad, it's for
The
good.
greater good. Yes, yes.
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying. You don't got to follow me. You don't, I don't even, you know, I don't have the right. But I'm saying I think you and your boys should head out. You should go find the town where the taxes are too high, where the fat cat in the castle made of gold around huts made of mud. You know what I'm saying?
He's living
and that's
large.
where you need to be. That's where you need to be robbing. And listen, if you want to keep in contact, I'll let you know if I find a place. You let me know if you find a place. I'll come. I'll bring a little chaos, and we can get stuff done. You know, overthrow the system.
Take our card. J3B is the name.
Johan once again like looks down and kind of sighs. He like picks up a spoonful of grits and kind of lets it fall as he's thinking about everything you're saying.
Oh, this is very important. The card we gave that says J3B has scratched out, and it says
it's got a 6.
J3P6 or whatever.
J6P.
He looks down at the grits, and he doesn't even look back up at you. He says, you know, my uncle used to own that general store. The second chamber is adjacent to that center line on the map, and as you near the far end of this chamber, you begin to see a small door in a seemingly unused section of the room. Jamiroquai kind of like sits up while y'all are walking through the chamber and says, "Do you guys feel that?" Sadie says, "Yeah, I don't know about this, fellas." And you all get this feeling, this queasy feeling like your stomach is being emptied, and it's intensifying with every step you take closer to this room.
So we are all feeling this, to be sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay. So the fact that the queasy feeling's still there is good. Alani's going to keep approaching and try to resist this feeling, this uncomfortable feeling.
You all, I mean, are the other two of you also continuing?
Yeah, I'm continuing.
I figure, but as the three of you and Jamiroquai walk, Sadie stops and she goes, I think I'm going to wait out here. Y'all holler if you need me for something. I might head back over with the Faceless and wait in there. I don't know. I don't feel good about this. If y'all want to keep going, that's great. I'm just going to wait here where I feel a little safe. If that's all right with y'all.
Oh, that's no problem. Oh, by the way, I don't think I said it. Terrific job again. Like once again, you nailed it.
Always killing it, as always.
So you approach this door, and it's a small door that all four of you would have to crouch to get into.
All right. I do so.
You going in?
Yeah, Alandi does so.
So
I will say Alandi's going to try his best to not dirty his outfit to the best of his ability.
yeah, you don't have to like get on your knees or anything. Just like to get through the doorway.
Just a crouch.
Yeah.
You open the door and are greeted by a pitch black room, and it must be magical darkness because you cannot see a thing.
Oh, shit.
Even Carveth.
Damn.
So Alandi is going to cast a cantrip he has.
Okay.
Ooh.
Which is dancing lights. So magical lights.
Mm-hmm. I was going to also cast light as well.
I mean, let's quadruple up. I mean, because it's possible the cantrip doesn't go through, because I know magical darkness. Like,
yeah, while he's casting dancing lights, I also cast lights.
Yeah.
does any of it work?
I cast
essentially-
try to see better.
So the two of you cast lights, and they illuminate the immediate area around them, but they do not cast light down the hallway. So like you can see the ground just before your feet, for instance.
So dancing lights is actually, it's 4 lights that are like lantern shaped or whatever. So does that mean, because you can move them like at will or whatever, would I be able to just make a line of them like next to each other to kind of make it to where we can kind of see in front of us, or no?
So what's
also
happening is the immediate area around the light is illuminated, but it's like it's not reaching all the way to the ends of the walls. It's kind of like the immediate
like
area
a
right
low,
around
dim-
the light itself is what's being illuminated.
Like we can see the floor probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I was just wondering if there was any way like I could do them.
Like one by each person.
Well, actually, no. I'll just do a line of them right in front of us, just so we can see the floor. That way, like if the floor suddenly drops out.
Yeah.
And my cantrip, I cast it on an object, so I just cast it on myself, like on my shirt. So it's like just a light emanating from me in a 20-foot
So you're all walking through?
Yeah. I'm Alandi's gonna lead, presumably, and walk very slowly and kind of be
Carveth's
watching the lights to see if there's something like that's strange.
Carveth is going to take second.
Oh, I guess I'm behind.
Put Jamiroquai in the middle and then Bon in the back.
Yeah. So the group of you, J4P, walk through this door, and the instant that Bon passes the door, it closes behind you.
Oh God!
And after just a moment, a flick and candles begin to light, lining the walls. They're on the floor, but they are just beside the walls. So the candles flick on, and they begin to illuminate the room one section at a time. So up ahead, they do not illuminate until you start to walk forward, almost as if greeting your presence, if that, is ominous enough. And you realize pretty quickly that you're in a hallway. And once you've gone through this door, you can stand up again. You don't have to be crouched the whole time you're in here. It almost seems like there wasn't a door there, but someone probably put a door there because they weren't comfortable with this tunnel. And as you are walking down this tunnel, I assume very cautiously, you feel spooked, but like you don't see any signs of like anyone really having been here necessarily, other than like candles that are magically lighting themselves, and
So there's no evidence of the silver mask.
Not necessarily. You could give me an investigation check.
Yeah, I'll try. At this point, because the concentration thing only lasts a minute, but at this point it seems like it is well lit.
It is illuminating itself. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 15. Looking for.
I'm scared out of my fucking mind.
Alandi, you can find footprints in the dust ahead as you're walking. That someone, presumably him, did walk through this hallway.
Alandi's gonna be following those footprints.
Okay. As you are all walking, you begin to hear a small stream of water up ahead, and as you are nearing it, the water continues to get louder and louder, and then all the candles go out, but only for a moment, and in an instant, every candle in the hallway lights back up at the same time, and that's when in front of you comes into light, 20 feet in front of you, to be precise. From the ground up, you see small wooden totems on the floor. They seem to be like rudimentary little men. They're lined up in circles around a pedestal in the center. More candles line the edge of this pedestal, which then surrounds a singular thin stream of water falling down from the ceiling and down into a hole in the floor, perfectly lining up with the stream of water. So it's not splashing elsewhere. It's falling straight through this room down into the next chamber below you, whatever that might be. Just behind this stream, however, strung to a post, is the headless body of Quest. And where his head should be is another slightly larger wooden totem. This one is different, however. Rather than a person, it's a long form with 3 prongs on the top and the bottom, like 2 tridents attached at their bottom. From Quest's neck wound, blood continues to flow from it as if it were a fresh wound. And then finally, at the top of this post that Quest's body is tied to, His head sits impaled on the sharp end of it.
Alandi is gonna immediately turn to Jamiroquai and like make sure he doesn't like run forward from distress, and kind of like hold him in place, like, and just like not even say anything.
He
Just
does not. He falls to his knees.
yeah.
He does not shed any tears. He just looks as if he's at the end of what he can take.
Yeah,
And
that is fair.
He says, like, kind of to himself, not acknowledging anything to any of you. This is all my fault. He just sits there.
Yeah.
Can I try to...
Oh, shit.
I can try... Hey. I can try something. It is fucking wild, but I can truly try something.
I will say Jamiroquai does not acknowledge you, not in an approving or disproving way. Almost he's the only person in his world right now.
Are you asking for like your brother's permission or for
anyone who
Jamiroquai's?
thinks that what I'm trying to do potentially could be unethical?
I don't know what you're trying to do. What are you trying to do?
Bon reaches into his pocket and like his hand sits there for a minute and he kind of looks down.
Oh.
And he looks at you and he holds up the nut.
Oh.
The nut.
I could potentially, and this is not Bond saying this, but if I do this right, Bond saying that, aka roll 20, I could potentially bring him back.
What, with his head?
Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on.
obviously I put the head back on and attach it myself, like, and use mending to kind of fix it. He's dead. He's technically an object at this point. I'm not saying that aloud.
Yeah.
Like Kyle's saying, like, I could fix the wound not very well, but I could revive him because his whole body is here.
First of all, can I just say that is brilliant. Secondly, I'm worried that this is booby trapped in some way, or
For
there's
sure.
some kind
We
of
could
stuff
check
still
that.
going on. I
We
don't
could
want you
definitely
to
check
do
that.
this miracle roll, bring his brother back, and then he gets like ripped in half by totem monsters. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's secure this room.
Yes, that's all I need
And
is
go
to
from
get,
there.
if we get the body, because it still seems fresh.
I'm with you.
We have a limited window,
First,
but we have a window.
First things first. Let me get
Oh, jeez.
an Arcana or religion check.
Okay.
From who?
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone observing this thing.
17. No, 18. I'm sorry.
That is a 15 for Arcana.
10.
So Bon and Alandi, neither of you have ever seen anything like this. But this, yeah,
Fucking traumatic.
but this is very clearly some sort of necromantic ritual, something. You have no idea what you know. There are people who you could guess would have more information for something like this.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going to tell you. What I will also say is the two of you are able to determine that the energy coming from the center of this lake is very evil.
Oh.
The lake, so
The feeling that everyone's been having, like sickening something, trying to tell you something or making you feel something, you are able to determine now that you're here where you are right now. It's evil. It is bad.
Okay. And I mean, judging by the fact that it seems like this place has been avoided the whole time, it's not like the Silver Mask guy did something to make it this way. It was this way.
Correct. Well, you can assume that, yes.
Yeah.
Can I touch one of the totems and cast Identify?
What does Identify do?
Identify, choose an object, and
don't
throughout
think you have to
casting the
touch
spell, I can find out if the item is magic or imbued with some sort of magical properties, how the item is used, and whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has, etc.
Do you have to touch it though?
Yeah, I have to touch
Yeah, he
it.
said. Yeah, he said touch.
Oh,
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Touch it.
All right, I'm specifically gonna...
Oh God.
I'm gonna touch the thing in his neck. I want to
the
know
big
what
one?
that whole setup is. I want to
Go
know
straight
what
for
that
the big
setup
one.
is. Yeah.
Alandi looks afraid at what Bond is doing.
I kind of look before I touch, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm constantly doing things
Alandi's
like this.
not stopping you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
went to
touch
school for
that,
this.
and I'm
Alandi
gonna
didn't.
cast Identify.
So, and like no rolls or anything have to be done, right?
No, it's just like I would
It
know
just-
after.
Yes.
I think it's like a minute of me concentrating on it.
So, what I will tell you is this item in and of itself is not necessarily a magical item. Like it does not have any magical power itself. It is more like a piece of a ritual that you're not familiar with.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, using like Identify would also presumably tell you it is used in necromantic rituals. But it itself is not magic.
Okay.
Is there something else in that spell that it should tell you? Or did I get everything?
It's supposed to tell me like what it could potentially have been used for, if it has any magical charges or any magical properties per se, which you told me it itself does not have magical properties, but it can be used in magical things. So I'm thinking it's like a thing like for spells, like I don't know the word off the top of my head, but it's like a component.
Yeah, kind of like a component, yeah.
Yeah, but not quite. That's really
Not quite a component, but used in a similar way is what I will tell you with that spell.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you mind describing the room for me again? Because I don't have a clear picture.
Yes.
of it.
Circular.
So there's a circular pedestal in the middle of the room. On that pedestal is Quest headless body with a totem that's shaped like it's like a line with like it's like tridents on the top and bottom. And he is tied to a stake that his head is impaled on. There is smaller totems that are shaped like rudimentary little men lining in circles around the totem, almost kind of like picture like worshippers, if you will. Not I mean that's not me trying to say anything, just
like that's how
an
the
image.
totems are posed.
And then in the dead center of this podium is a stream of water coming from the ceiling down and passing through holes that are perfectly shaped with the stream.
So how is that not hitting the? How is that not hitting?
He is not in the dead center. He's just behind the center.
Okay, got it. Okay, and it's a centralized stream, right?
If I'm over there touching him, is that water running on me?
No, you went around it. I mean,
Okay, good. I was about to be like, am I about to be a fucking conduit for some fucking evil water demon?
Okay. So
I think Bond wants to take his body from this place.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I
Alandi,
agree.
once Bond touches it, and I guess gives us the all clear.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing
He's gonna
happens,
try to
so,
climb up to get the
Quest.
Yeah,
I have a bag
Get
you
Quest,
can put it in.
yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to be as delicate, so I'll.
Yes.
What I will say is, while nothing happens, whenever you like start grabbing things and touching things, that bad feeling you had does feel a little worse.
Oh.
Nothing happens other than like this bad feeling just got a little worse.
I just want to pull him away from this pedestal before we do
Carveth
this.
is helping, but he is like, okay, guys, we've got to be quick about
Yes.
this.
No, I just want to lay him here on the ground, and I think I just have
to get out of here. We have to
I
get
understand
out of
that. I think I have to do this now rather than not at the pedestal. Obviously, we move him away from this fucking
What are you
ritual
gonna
site
do?
thing. I could
Jamiroquai
potentially
speaks up. He doesn't move. He doesn't look up.
So at this point, have we moved his body away?
Yeah, I move him. I want to kind of move his corpse away from
Asking
the
the
pedestal.
DM to see if something exploded by us doing
Oh,
No.
Okay.
yeah. So I'll be honest with you. This is a 1 in a million shot, but I'm gonna try and revive your brother. I can't guarantee that it'll work, and I'm not gonna lie to you.
Would you mind doing this, like away from us? Like actually do it in the
What if
evil
you guys
podium
left
area?
the room?
What I want to know, should you be successful, what spell do you want to cast?
Revivify.
What does that do exactly?
So if he does, I don't remember if it's Revivify. There is a spell that's literally like if there is a willing soul, and I think you have their body or whatever, and I think even if you don't have their body, like you can just you can bring them back, and like they're at full health, like nothing happened.
Okay, no, it's not Revivify, it's Resurrection. Touch a dead creature that has been dead for no more than a century. If it didn't die of old age, it isn't undead. If the soul is free and willing, the target will return to life with all its hit points. This spell is neutralizes any poison or curse, normal disease afflicting the creature that when it died, and it does not, however, remove magical disease, curses, or cures. I guess was the first thing. So yeah, it doesn't remove any curses or magical diseases, but it'll cure regular stuff and poison.
Gotcha.
Go do the...
Oh, I don't even need his head. It'll restore any missing body parts.
Oh,
well,
really?
I mean,
Okay.
I think I got the head more for
Yeah, but that's fine.
reasons.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Do you're not over in the evil pedestal? That way, even if you fail, we blew up the evil pedestal. So you know,
Smart man. And I'm gonna go stand like just in front of it. I'm not gonna be
ready.
right. Yeah, I know, right? Because I'm like, this is a 1 in a million if I get a
What
12.
the
I'm
I
like,
can't stress
this
this enough
works.
again. So honest.
yes, no, I'm 100% gonna take a picture
This show
if it is.
isn't better necessarily if you roll a 20 here.
I know this is. I know bad things could be good for the
I
thing.
just have to say it again.
Please, I haven't rolled a 20 yet this episode, so I'm excited. I want this.
wait, hold on. Does this count as hold on, let me get the... Does
No,
it count as a skill
it's a straight up and
check,
down. He
attack,
has
or
to roll a
save?
20.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Carveth is on edge and he's just looking for any change in like our situation.
That's cocked.
So
That is an 18. That's not a 20. It's 18.
What happens on any other roll?
We roll from the magic table, the wild magic table.
Oh, fun.
So, Alandi and Carveth, you pull the headless body of Quest off of this pedestal into a safe distance, and Jamiroquai moves to kneel just beside his brother's body, and he takes his hand in his. And Bond, you stand up on this pedestal, prepared to potentially, take a bullet for Jamiroquai's brother, and you pop this nut in your mouth.
Did it work?
Did what work? Did you do it?
Is he alive?
oh no.
No. Why are you shouting?
What do you mean?
What? I don't know how to... He's mourning his brother. You tried it.
I know this is a very dramatic moment, and I'm sorry that it didn't work, but I think I might be too loud now. Can anyone... Is it okay? Is everything okay?
Jamiroquai
I don't think it worked.
Picks up Quest in his arms and starts to walk out of this room to get away from whatever's happening
I'm
in here.
so sorry, Jamiroquai. I really...
Alandi follows him, just quietly.
Boy, I
Doesn't say a
really
word.
screwed the pooch on this one, guys. Oh, damn it.
I'm gonna use 2 key points to cast silence.
And as the group of you
God.
left this room, Bond stood on this pedestal shouting to no one for at least a minute.